All right, so YouTube's live. Nobody's here yet, just me. Okay, I'm going to start Facebook now. So, welcome to my dining room again, everybody. I go here. And then I'm going to create a post. This is what I do, y'all. I tap through the steps. Oh, good. Somebody's here. Somebody, whoever you are, can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me so that I know that I'm good with my audio? I've decided that that's what I can do. I can ask y'all each time for somebody to give me a thumbs up. So, all right, good job. Okay, thank you. Did y'all see the title? Love it. Okay, 1400. Okay, and remember I start early to let everybody in. So, I think that's what I called it. I was being cheeky with the title, y'all. Did you see that? Okay, hold on. So, that's 282. Okay, everybody's coming in. Okay, good. All right, all right. So I'm going to start. What time is it? 9:54. It's a little bit early, but I'm still going to start it. Gives people time to come in. And you guys, I can just talk to myself while you're coming in. Hi, all right. Facebook's gone live now too. Y'all are at different levels. I'm gonna move it around a little bit. Okay. So, yay. Hey, everybody. Come on in. Come on in. So the intention for us that are, coming in now, people are starting to come in here a little bit early to get started. So the intention will be, my intention is to, Lord willing and the creek don't rise, I plan on being at Unity on Sunday next week, being there on stage. And the hope is that these 2 weeks have served as a good reminder to all of us here in Wisconsin that it's time to look at, what we're doing and the choices we're making and see if we need to make different ones for the good of the whole. So I am here. And so I know that I invited y'all to Unity not long ago, 5 at a time, and I'm uninviting you. Well, I am uninviting you. It's not me. I'm the board, and I know that it's best not to have anybody come but me. So just know, and we had our email blast, I believe, went, if you were Gmail or something like that, it went to your promotions folder. So just know that every Friday we send updates. And if you didn't get it, it's because it went to, the spam folder. So be sure to check it there. And then Nicole, if you're listening to, if you could please post the email blast to members only. You don't have to do that in this moment. Just please do that. We're going to try to make sure that we do that every week. That way everybody gets to see and know what's going on with announcements. Okay. Still, it's 9:56. People are coming in. Hello. Welcome. I know that my sound is working on YouTube because I got a thumbs up from people. And I am glad to be here, glad to have you in my dining room. I feel a little bit like Mr. Rogers, or like you came into his living room. I mean, I get it. It was a set, but won't you be my neighbor? Okay. It's fun to talk to yourself for a few minutes, isn't it? Like talking to yourself for 5 minutes and killing time is a long time when you're doing it with live videos going. Oh, fun. YouTube or Facebook people, become a YouTube person. We, especially, when I'm in Unity, when I'm in the building, I often have slides, and they are backwards on Facebook, but they are not on YouTube. So if you go to Unity of Appleton YouTube channel and subscribe, you won't miss any of this stuff. You'll get reminders. And you can become a YouTube person who will get to read the slides when I do them on Sundays. So, okay, still killing time. Okay, I'm excited to tell y'all that today at 10:30, so we're going to do our traditional after the gathering Zoom. Now it's a tradition. We've done it twice, and I'm so excited. It'll in the Zoom link is in that email blast. It's the same, and I also posted it on members only. I am here, Dan. I am here. Okay, so what was I saying, y'all? Oh, yeah. So we're going to do the group Zoom after, which has been amazing. I've loved that. We've shared our insights with each other. It's really a time. It's second best to going and having coffee downstairs. And so please join us for that. It was in the email blast. If you are not a member but would like to do the group Zoom with us, just send us a message. And so we have the group Zoom that we traditionally do now. But also, there is a second offering, and that is that Bedford is going to be available from 10:30 to 11. And there is a Zoom link. It says, don't get confused. The link says prayer minister today. Like that's the link to get to Bedford. And what will happen is you will enter a waiting room, and Bedford one at a time will let you in and pray with you, which is so exciting that we have Bedford and his consciousness. So please check out members only or the email blast. You'll see those links, and don't get confused. One is the group Zoom and one is the prayer minister Zoom. And if you choose to do the prayer minister Zoom with Bedford, as soon as you stop that, you can enter into the group Zoom. So don't feel like if you come in late, it's a disruption. It's not. You can come on in whenever you're ready, whenever you can. So yay, 9:59. Are you kidding me? That was only 3 minutes. Seems like a long time when I'm talking. So prayer minister Zoom, 10:30 group Zoom is happening also. And I'm glad everybody's here. So yay. And the clock struck 10. And I'm sure that there are some others that are joining us. So just as we have others joining, let's just all take a minute to take a breath together, okay? And I invite you to close your eyes or just relax your gaze and just enter fully into this moment. So we take a breath. We are pausing, allowing the fullness of who we are in this moment to rise up, to inform our thoughts, to guide our words. We are here to be truly, truly helpful to ourselves, giving ourselves the gift that is this moment, showing up for who we are. All is perfect in this moment. And I have my eyes open right now because I want to show that, we can do this when we're in traffic and driving. Allowing our essence up to the surface is not, doesn't require any, special ritual, although rituals are nice. I like them. But we don't have to close our eyes. It's just a breath away, right? The kingdom of heaven is here and men do not see it, said Jesus, right? The kingdom is here. And so we take a breath and allow it. Awesome. When you're ready, you can just open your eyes and join me once again, or if your eyes are already open, just kind of slowly bring your awareness to my voice in this moment. So I have like a hodgepodge of stuff that I wanted to share with you guys today. One of the things, and I know I've told you about this before, but this is a daily devotional. And one, it's called A Year of Miracles. And it doesn't start at any certain day. It just says day one. And I've picked this back up and I've begun to do it every day in the morning. It's a very, very short devotional. The daily word is also great for this, to have a moment. And we're going to talk in a minute about the importance of this. But I want to read to you. What was not today, but a couple of days ago. It just hit me. So forgiveness sets me free of pain. We don't forgive someone for their sake. We forgive them for the sake of our own peace of mind. Any attack on another person is an attack upon ourselves. For in the spiritual universe, there is only one of us here. What I think about anyone else, I'm thinking about myself. All of us are joined in the oneness of God's love. Only love is real, and only love has power. Everything else is a mortal illusion. Forgiveness is my salvation from pain. If I believe in the reality of what you did to me, then I will feel as though the consequences of what you did to me are real. I think, guys, listen to this. This is what I want to point out. Okay, just bring all your awareness and just open your heart and mind and listen to this. Forgiveness is my salvation from pain. If I believe in the reality of what you did to me, then I will feel as though the consequences of what you did to me are real. By overlooking, I will overcome. The question becomes this: where do I put my faith? Do I put my faith in something loveless that someone did to me, or in the eternal love that lies beyond and corrects all things? To the extent that I withdraw my attachment to what you did, I will no longer be affected by what you did. I have decided to put my faith elsewhere. That is the miracle of forgiveness. I'm going to say it again. To the extent that I withdraw my attachment to what you did, I will no longer be affected by what you did. That's real. That's real. What they're saying is my forgiveness of you, my willingness to overlook what you did to me, frees me from the consequences of what you did to me. This is true about ourselves too. My forgiveness of myself frees me from the consequences of what I did to myself. And it's real. Like it literally is true. I have experienced this powerful thing, and I wanted to share an example with you guys, but all of them were, personal and had a lot to do with other people. So I felt like it's not my story alone to share. So that's why I'm not sharing a specific example, but I have experienced this as true. If I overlook, if I forgive you, right? If I withdraw my attachment to what you did, then I am not going to have the consequences of that action. Okay. Maybe we can talk about that in the Zoom. Bookmarking, everybody, bookmark it. Okay. So did you see the title of today? 1,460 Steps to a Beautiful Life. Just 1,460. It's fine. We can do that, right? It's much easier than it sounds, everybody. So I had not heard this, or maybe I heard it and it never really sank in. But this week I was listening to a podcast, I was listening to something, and I heard this and I looked it up, and it is that there's this Indian axiom that says that each one of us, right, or an Indian proverb rather, each one of us is a house with 4 rooms. And the 4 rooms are the spiritual room, the emotional room, the mental room, and the physical room, right? So each one of us is a house with 4 rooms. And we have each of these rooms. And there's a woman named, she was a writer, Rumer Godden, and she said that if we do not, to be a whole person, essentially, you have to visit each room once a day. Right? So to be a balanced person, you have to visit each room one time a day. And she said, if only to air it out, right? If only to air it out. And I started to think about this, and I recognized that one of my challenges is structure. Like I really need structure in order to I need structure in order to live the fullness of who I am. Because without some kind of structure, I tend to like, you guys have seen it. Some of you have seen it. So I need direction. And I actually was talking. I was messaging with somebody who, is navigating something challenging in her family, and we were going back and forth, about uh, about how to show up. And I just totally lost my thought, everybody. I'm so sorry. Thought left. It'll come back. Don't worry. See, that's the thing without structure. Oh, the structure thing. So here's the deal. I said, this person said to me, do you have an idea about how we can do structure? And I said, if you figure out how to do structure, then you tell me, because it's difficult, especially without a routine. And now we're in this moment of a pandemic where a lot of us, things are different, right? Like I'm working from home. My kids right now are doing in-person school, but they weren't for a really long time, and probably pretty soon they'll be coming back. And so how do we invite structure and balance into our life, particularly in difficult moments? What I've recognized is that when I am in survival mode, so when something is going on that really that is challenging for me, this is something that I can fall back on. I can fall back on this proverb that says, I'm a house with 4 rooms, and I will just visit each room one time today, right? Okay, so I'm going to give you an example. The reason why I said 1,460 steps to a beautiful life is because if we are a house with these 4 rooms, what if every day we made one conscious choice in each of these arenas? And that's where the 1,460 comes from. So what, for a year, 365 days in a year, what if every day we just did one conscious choice in each of these arenas? So I'm going to give you an example. The spiritual room, I'm doing this, a devotional every day, a meditation. The Course says you spend 5 minutes in the morning, and it guarantees that the Holy Spirit will be in charge of your thoughts. And the Holy Spirit is just another way of saying love, your Christ nature. That is, it's just that simple. So what if I visited my spiritual room one time a day by keeping a gratitude log for that day? I can give myself that, task. I can say, today I'm going to keep a record of all the things that I'm grateful for. That is tending to that spiritual room, right? Listening to a podcast, coming to this moment, right? And just, it's about the intention to be intentional. Is that it? Yeah. In visiting each room. So my spiritual room, I'm going to give you an example of emotional rooms. This one was difficult for me to figure out, like, what is that? How do I visit my emotional room? And here are some of the things that I came up with. Listen to a song that makes you feel emotion. And it doesn't even have to be positive emotion, just that makes you feel, and you notice it, you're watching, and you're with your emotions. You can ask someone to give you emotional love, right? You can tell someone that you need a hug, to stir up that emotional love feeling. You could set a boundary. That's a way of taking care of yourself emotionally, right? You can, what else did I say? When someone upsets you, you communicate and you say, when you fill in the blank, I feel blank. That's a way of tending to that emotional room. See, can you feel that this is kind of an easy thing to do? That 1,460 steps feels like, oh my gosh, 1,460, but it's super easy. Imagine all the choices we make in a given day, right? I mean, there's bukus of them. Who knows how many choices we make in a day? And this is just saying, how about 4 choices, 4 intentional choices, 1 in each room. And I really know that this is doable for me when I'm struggling, right? When I'm having a difficult moment, and I've shared those, difficult moments with you guys. I've said this week's been a hard week, things like that. When that is the case, this is a very easy way that I can tend and know that I am creating a beautiful future, because my future, your future, our future is created by the little choices that we are making today. And so we're deciding that we're going to do just 4, right? Intentionally. Okay. Mental room. I said, notice your inner monologue, notice your thoughts. And that's mindfulness. So you actually did a spiritual thing there too. Most of these, what I realized is when you do one, you're actually tending to other rooms, but that you still want to visit the other room, because here's the thing. It actually means that you're visiting the room more than one time a day, but it doesn't feel that way. Anyway, okay. Did you follow that, everybody? Okay, I'll tell you again. So mental room, look up the answer to something. And this is funny. My kids, I love it. Connor especially, he will ask me questions and that I have to look up because I don't know. Like he said, what is grass made of? And I was like, well, everything. And I started talking about the periodic table of elements. And then I was like, I don't really know the chemical composition of grass. What is it? So be curious, the mental room, be curious, curiosity, do something that stirs up your curiosity. Another one is, watch or read, a little cozy mystery, right? A cozy mystery. So it's not dark, but it gets your mind going. So you try to figure it out. I love mysteries. So read about a subject that interests you, right? Just something, one conscious choice in that mental arena. And what I know is true is that I tend to bounce between the mental room and the spiritual room. Like I'm real comfortable in those rooms. And so I spend a lot of time there. And I think that's true about all of us. Your rooms, ask yourself that. Which rooms do you tend to spend the most time in? Do you tend to? Right? The last one is physical. So this is go for a walk, drink 8 glasses of water, go to bed early, set an alarm for 4 a.m. and wake up. Do you know why? Because the dawn has secrets to tell. Do not go back to sleep. I can't remember who said that. But go to bed early, set an alarm for 4 a.m. And it's such a magical time, 4 a.m. And often what happens for me is if I find myself awake at 4 a.m., I think about how I need to not be awake at 4 a.m. Okay, physical. So ride a bike, just some one intentional choice in the arena of your body, of the physical, right? And what I realized when I was looking at this, and I said, yes, absolutely. When I'm having a hard moment, I can still do this, and I can feel. The most important thing is how we feel, because how we feel is a vibration, is an energy that we are emanating, and we are calling back to us that energy. So tending to this is important. So if I can feel when I'm having a hard time, like I'm still taking care of myself, like I'm still working toward a balanced life, toward creating a beautiful future, easy, get lighter. I think oftentimes when I'm struggling, when I'm having a hard moment, one of the things that makes it hard is I get stuck because I have the hard moment and then I think, oh, you're having a hard moment. Stop having a hard moment. You know how to not have a hard moment, right? And so then I start to judge me for having the hard moment. And instead of judging, I can go to this and I can say, oh, no, wait, I'll just tend to each room, one conscious choice in each room. Another thing that I realized too, and this morning I did this in my prayer and meditation, I consciously brought each one, I just said mind, and I brought it to my awareness, and I took breaths. And I was allowing in healing, because healing is always right here. That's the kingdom. It's always here. And if I just take a moment to take a breath and allow, right? So I did that. I did mind, I did emotion, I did spiritual, I said the words, and physical. And I recognize, we all recognize, everybody in the advanced class, we recognize that there is nothing that is not spiritual, right? But this way of compartmentalizing, um, uh, this way of embracing that they are separate parts, is a way that we can tend to the fullness of who we are. We can tend to each arena in our life and have balance. And so one of the things I realized was, well, wait a minute, what about joy? Where's joy in here, right? Because we practice joy, we cultivate joy. So I thought, okay, so tend one conscious decision in each room and have at least one of them be joyful. Okay, here's an example. So in the emotional room, I could watch a funny movie, right? See, joy, because we have to cultivate it, right? We're cultivating joy. We practice joy. That's how we let it in. And so we could watch a funny movie. We could look up funny memes. Do y'all know what memes are? I was late to the party. Y'all probably have known what memes are for a really long time. But because I wasn't really on social media, I didn't really get it. But one of my favorite things to do is look up memes. So if you have a funny show, here's a tip, everybody. If you have a funny show that you like, go to Google and type in the name of the funny show and then put meme at the end, right? And watch what happens. You'll get these funny pictures with one saying, and it is hysterical. I love them, and they make me laugh, and it's joyful. So there you go. We can talk more about that later. If you have questions, just let me know. We can call a friend who makes us laugh. That is tending to the emotional arena also, right? And then if you talk about a challenge that you're having in your growth, it could be a spiritual room thing too. But remember, I really think that it's purposeful to go to each room. Even though there's some overlap in what you do, I think each room feels balanced. Again, cultivating joy. Let me give it. Y'all, one of the things I wrote down was do an impression of someone famous in the mirror. Have y'all ever done that? I do. Because it makes me laugh, because I'm really, bad at impressions. And then in a day where we didn't visit each room, in a day where we didn't make a conscious choice in each room, and I would venture to say that we who are, on this path of self-realization, I think it would be pretty difficult for us not to at least visit one of the rooms in a day. I think we do it. And so that's another, I'm going to do that tonight. As you lay down to sleep, you can see, did I do one like tonight? Because we didn't talk about it, right? Oh, we did talk about it this morning, but like review. And I think if I begin to open up and say, well, what choices did I, tend to in my spiritual room? What conscious choices did I make today in my spiritual room? What conscious choices did I make in my emotional room? And I bet we have multiple in all the rooms. But remember, just one's okay. And then on the day where we don't do it, what do? Radical self-acceptance. And we allow it. So I heard this great quote, and I don't know if I'm going to say her name right. Sanaya, I think it's Sanaya. Sanaya, I think is what it is. Sanaya Roman. And this is the quote. When you are living at a survival level, do not feel like you are a failure. This is simply the way you have chosen to learn many important lessons and experience the essence of who you are. When you are living at survival level, do not feel like you are a failure. This is simply the way you have chosen to learn many important lessons. Can you feel that? So when we're in survival, I call it in the trenches. When the boys were really young, and we were in the process of, getting a diagnosis for Connor, and things were really, really challenging. And then even after the diagnosis, there was a lot of challenging moments. It was a lot. And I call it in the trenches. I was in the trenches. There was nothing I was just surviving. I was doing my very best to show up for my kids, but I was in survival mode. And now that has passed, there are moments where we're still in the trenches, but now that I can look back at it, I can see the amazing gifts that came from that time. And I couldn't see them then, right? I was in survival mode, and survival mode is okay. And when we're in survival mode, I think this is something that we can do. We can really pick this up and say, okay, I got 4 rooms. I'm going to make a conscious choice in each one. We are in this very moment creating our future. In this very moment. And guess what? You guys made a good decision because you're here listening to me. But you came to this purposely to love and care for yourself, to grow, to show up for yourself. This is a beautiful choice in creating, and it's creating a beautiful future. And so we recognize that, in each moment, we can be intentional in our choice, intentional in our choosing. And every intentional choice we make, every moment that we pause before we decide to get in the car to take a drive and allow our essence, is beautiful. And one of the ways you can do it is pause and thy will be done. And when we say thy will be done, we're not talking about a God that is outside of us. We are saying our Christ nature, where God and I meet, thy will, my essence will. This is the funny mug. It's Mary and Us mug. And it says, we are not trying to become good or loving. Good and loving is our divine essence. It's who we truly are. And see how she's like yelling and screaming, and there's a heart. Everybody kind of didn't get this mug, but let me tell you, this is why we did it. Because even when you look like this on the outside, right? The truth is your essence is always right there. And in any moment, we can just pause and allow it. So if we allow our essence to drive one intentional choice in the spiritual room, in our spiritual room, in our mental room, in our emotional room, in our physical room. One of the ways that I am working on the physical room, I share with you guys, is this, I'm keeping track of my steps, right? And it'll tell me to pause and take a breath when my heart rate goes up. Just becoming aware of our physical body. For a really long time, I did not want to hear from my body. I was like, body, be quiet. I don't want to know what you got to say. And so it's been a process of trying to welcome in a body that I've told to be quiet for so long. And this is doable, right? 1,460 choices. 1,460 choices. It's really just 4 intentional choices a day. So can we do that? Like for the next week, can we all do this experiment? Just experiment with it. Be curious about it. We'll all do it together, and then we'll talk about it next week when we get together on the Zoom. Share a little bit about that journey. I love it. Okay, so journal. This is the idea I had. Journal really takes care of all of them, just so everybody knows. Journal, except for the physical. Although, maybe what could you do while journaling to also have it be physical? I don't know. Everybody think about it. We'll talk about it after. Okay, I'm going to read from the Daily Word. Remember, I'm trying to wrap up because I know that we've got Bedford is going to be doing prayer minister. He's going to be available for everybody. There is a link on members only. There is a link in the email blast, and there's one for this group Zoom, that link, and it's very clear. And then there's one for praying with Bedford. And if you choose to do the prayer Zoom, you can definitely join us for the group Zoom after. So it doesn't exclude you from that. Okay, so Daily Word, everybody. This is a daily devotional done by Unity Worldwide, dailyword.com. You can order one of these. This is, right, spiritual room, right? Read it. One intentional choice. Okay, so today is prosperity, Sunday, October 11th. I am prosperous as I enjoy my daily blessings. I am comfortable with the person I see in the mirror as I begin my day. I am filled with energy and enthusiasm for my work, my recreation, time with family or friends, or time for learning and reflection. My gratitude grows throughout the day as I take part in activities I enjoy and spend time with people I care about. As I prepare for sleep, I am grateful for the blessings of a day well lived. More than money or possessions, prosperity is an awareness of well-being, my ability to enjoy simple blessings. I strengthen my prosperity consciousness as I bless and appreciate my home, my friends, and my family and my work. I increase the flow of abundance by sharing my time, talents, and treasure in service to others. And this verse, one of my favorites, Psalm 23:6. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Ooh, the house of the Lord. We just said that we're a house with rooms, with 4 rooms, right? Because we are one with God. Ooh, I love it. I love it. So that was Psalm 23:6. Thank you, everybody, for continuing to send in your gifts. It's really, we've had such, what is the words I'm looking for? Everyone has continued to give to us, to support us financially, and we are so, so grateful. And we just ask that you continue that. That is the way that we continue on. There will be another side to this moment where it is no longer pandemic and life will look a lot different, and we will be together. We are excited to be together in one way or another. So thank you. Thank you for giving. For any amount that you can give is we are grateful for, and it helps us. And there's a link, if you're on Facebook, there's a link there, to give a gift. And there's also you get an address there if you want to mail in something to us. So let's just take a moment to do our affirmation of prosperity. Divine love in and through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I joyfully give and willingly receive. I give in love, and I trust God as my source. And I recognize that I've left out elements today, but don't worry, things are going to be back to normal, well, normal-ish next Sunday, where I'll have the PowerPoint to guide us, but I do want to try to finish up. We'll do our prayer for protection so that anybody that is interested can jump on that prayer Zoom. And again, you'll be put into a waiting room and he will let you in one at a time. Everybody else, I'm going to see you guys at 10:40 on the group Zoom. Remember to use the group Zoom link. I will probably go ahead and join a few minutes earlier than that. But so you can come on in anytime you want, but we'll plan to start at 10:40. So let's do the prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Even in my dining room, God's right here. Okay, love you guys. See you at 10:40. Join us. Go to members only to get those Zoom links. If you are not a member and are interested in joining us on the Zoom, send us a message. I don't know if we'll get to it today, but certainly by next week. All right. See you guys soon. See you guys in a few minutes. See you in a few minutes.